pal he was waving anthrax.
Yeah.
When he was down at the UN, he wasn't waving freedom juice. He was waving anthrax, and I get that. But there were 4 rationales, and they probably did that to provide themselves a certain amount of cover. There's no question that they ranked one of them this. But even in the Dulfer report, when he said, for instance, you guys did it on the show. Well, Saddam Hussein was actually trying to get around sanctions. And again, I don't know if you remember this.
The UN Oil for Food program.
UN Oil for Food
gaming
program.
the system.
Gaming the system, right. But if you follow that soundbite for another 15 seconds, he does say to reconstitute his weapons program.
So that he could get money, so that he could use that money to reconstitute his weapons program.
So he was,
right.
Now, again, I see it in your eyes. You're like, but that's horse, but whatever. But all I'm saying is, it is there. It's not as black and white. You know, I think when I look at the left, the left always says, we're not black and white. I didn't like Bush because he was so black and white, and there's not nuance. Do you think that the left ever suffers from that same myopia?
I think bad arguments exist everywhere. Yeah.
So why not just do bad arguments? Why be... You are who you are, and I think you're a person that doesn't like bad arguments.
I'm trying to pursue bad arguments wherever I find them. But let me finish this point about Bush and WMDs. Right. Bush accepted that Saddam wasn't pursuing weapons of mass destruction. That he changed the way that he talked about the war, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if he accepted it.
Well,
I think he
didn't dispute the report when it came out.
Yeah, but I think they were like, yeah, I was really sad we didn't find any.
Yes, that's definitely
I got the sense that he was like, yeah, I'm too bad that report didn't find the weapons that I knew were there.
But now he's back in his book to saying Saddam was pursuing weapons of mass destruction. That's he says, he declares that as if it is fact, and it's just not true. And it's not even an assertion.
It's true depending on where you start the pursuit. In other words, is my son pursuing his car? Yes, my son very much wants a car. Now, he's 6. So he doesn't have a job yet. But he is pursuing a car. He's got to wait a while.
Yeah.
And a lot of things are going to happen. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I get that that's a manipulation, but it is also, in some ways, a subtle narrative manipulation to just dismiss that.
But it is he's doing it on purpose to make people think that the war in Iraq was justified because of weapons of mass destruction. You wouldn't say Saddam was pursuing WMD and the world is safer because he's gone. Do you think he really
believes the world is safer without Saddam Hussein, even if he wasn't pursuing weapons of mass destruction? Do you think
I believe he thinks the world is safer, but I don't think he believes the world is safer because Saddam was pursuing weapons of mass destruction, because he wasn't. And so...
Right. But that's, again, like, that's a belief. That's what you believe. But I don't know that, I don't know the guy. I'm the same way about his arguments. I do think he believes Saddam Hussein was dangerous and a madman and had weapons of mass destruction. And the fact that we couldn't find him just means that he had taken, an asthma recess and was just waiting till he could do it again because we were watching him. I disagree with the idea that it is, because one is truly dishonest and borderline evil. And I guess that's where I get the point. Like, I'm trying to wrap around my head about the idea that someone who would say you could waterboard isn't evil. And that's where I have to go back to, like, okay, Franklin Delano Roosevelt interned 120,000 Japanese Americans. Was he evil?